parallel with this, over the last 2.5 years, there's been so much media and documentaries. Many of you probably have seen Mike Pollan's documentary on Netflix. Maybe you've read his book, How to Change Your Mind. That's been quite an impact. We're seeing more and more media coverage of what's going on in the world of psychedelics. And what I want to establish right from the beginning is there are 4 lanes in which people are working within this type of industry, these industries. The first is medical. There's quite a bit of work being done by pharmaceutical companies to produce synthetic psilocybin, novel molecules in which to produce in larger scale medically produced, pharmaceutically produced formulations to treat mental illness. And it's a big planet. There's a lot of need, and there is a place for the medical. There is a place for the medical side. We don't get too involved with that. The other side is recreational. Most people who have had any experience with a psychedelic, and by the way, psychedelic basically means mind manifestation. So taking plants that are hallucinogenic or psychedelic, mind manifestation, personal growth. That's the big goal with microdosing. But most people's experience, if they've had any at all, has been recreationally. And we meet many people all the time. That's been their experience. They weren't sure what they were taking. Maybe it was back in school. Maybe it was a friend. They didn't know the strain. They didn't really know the dosage. Perhaps the concert, the festival was awesome, but it was always in a kind of recreational, more casual, cavalier type of experience, and very often transformative. But in many cases as well, people struggled. They took too much. They had a bad, quote unquote, bad trip, and it's problematic. Also, how are the products that are recreational, how are they made? The third lane, the fourth lane, really is ceremonial. So many of you probably, some of you've had the experience or not, but going to a retreat or going to having a shamanic experience where you're working with a teacher and a group. And very often it's influenced by our indigenous and ancestral experience with psychedelics. At the Alchemist Kitchen, my focus has been medicinal. I felt learning from these doctors and having these referrals, I realized very early that we needed to be very medicinal, not medical, not make claims, not recreational, much more compliant, much more trusting in how these products are produced, where they come from, and to lead with education. And we've developed the first step in this education is a 1-hour, online gathering, as we're doing tonight, to share and try to give you some takeaways of what's important about microdosing. What is it about? How is it done? So on and so forth.